Okay, you guys, just a quick overview on how we did the other day. Look at the takeoff roll on this. It looks great. All three airplanes are rolling at the same time. There's good separation. It looks like a kind of a steep angle of climb, but you guys can probably have no problem matching that. Here comes Fred. He's nice, spaced on the left. Eric, I think this first one was just kind of a bust. It seems like you're not really sure where to be, like you're trying to get in position over there. So I froze it. This is really the last frame of that you can really tell how we look. So we'll see if we do better the second time. This is the first return back to the camera position. And you can see me in the center and Eric's on my left. So it'll be on the right as you see it, on my left from the flying position. And Freddie, you're kind of still kind of lagging back there, but I think as you'll see, the further we go, the more we kind of close it all up. There you go. The camera sort of swings around. Now you can see it looking pretty good. Freddie is still a little further out on the right. When the camera comes back into view, you can see there. Not bad, I think so. By the time we got down the runway, we kind of got it straightened out. Now here goes all three to the simultaneous turn to the left. Starts out really good, but you can see the difference in the way that we turned. I did more of a tail skid. You guys, I think, had a little more of a balanced turn. But then Eric's way wide to the right, and Fred, you're kind of behind me into my left. There you go, kind of getting back into position. But so Eric tightens it way in, and Fred, you're swinging it way out wide. So you can see that we've got once again, our first main area that we have to work on is deciding what is that separation going to be. Eric, I think, look at that. That's one aircraft with separation, and I think that's probably a little too close for us right now because it doesn't take much, and we'll be all on top of each other. Freddie is, maybe could pull it in a little. But I think one wingspan away is a little too close. This is the second, I think, return, or I'm going to call it the second return to the camera. Pretty decent. Again, we just need practice getting our distance together. Eric is on my left again, and he's always he's tighter. Looks like he might be 2 or 2.5 wing difference, so he's loosened up some here. And Freddie, you're probably what, double that, or maybe 1.5 times that. Yeah. So I think we got the idea. We just got to get the amount. Okay, here's our second turn to the left. Pretty cool, not bad. Again, we don't finish the same. So we have to work on maybe we call it like an 8-second turn. We kind of count ourselves 1001, 1002. Or the guy is always turning at the rate of the guy in front of him, the guy that he can see. So obviously Eric can't see anybody, is the side that he's on. So I need to match his wings, and then Freddie, maybe you match mine. Looks like here we just turned a turn maybe to go to left downwind to land to talk about it. So let me just watch here for a second. Yeah, I'm sure this is us lining up to come in so we can talk about what we did wrong. We might just go ahead and start when we're really doing formation stuff, even thinking about how we do our approach to landing. That was kind of cool the way we turned into it. I'm sure that I'm giving some spacing for Fred because I don't want to land up his butt and then have him, have a problem slowing down and I'm still rolling out. So just to make sure how long that rollout issue was going to be, I gave him some distance. And maybe the thing we do next time, you guys, is we might possibly get somebody on the ground with a radio. I think absolutely that Eric needs to have one so that we can talk in the air. But I think we kind of threw this together kind of quick, and we had a couple of other guys out there making suggestions, and so it was a little confusing, I think, and a little crazy. What we need to do is, I think, have a second practice and take a little more time on the ground to lay out exactly what we're going to, how we're going to do formation, and how we're going to do our turns, and how we're going to do our spacing. See if we can get Eric to get a radio or borrow one or whatever. So that he can be in communication, because I think talking is a big important part. But so far, you guys can see, I think, the basics are here. We just have to get together on our distances and our timings. Okay, here we go on the second takeoff. The goal on this one, I think we decided instead of all turning to the left, we were going to do like a diamond formation going out, and you guys close up on my wingtips, and then we did one turn to the right and one turn to the left, and I just stayed in the center. Look at this takeoff. I think the takeoff on this one was much nicer. You guys are almost the same altitude. You're both equally spaced. Very cool. Very cool. Look how nice it looks going away. So if there was like a crowd of people, we would look pretty nice going out like this. It gets a little loose here. It seems like we really got to get our spacing down. We're not the same. It's probably again Eric a little tighter and Fred's a little further. So we got to even those out a little bit. So now we're trying to get altitude, and we're trying to probably all get equally spaced across to get ready for this turn. And then I pull up the wings, and there we go. And so the right airplane peels off to the right, the left goes to the left, and I try and keep mine just a tail slide and keep it centered. So look what we ended up with. You guys you end up pretty far away, and so now what's happening is that I'm trying to get lined up over the runway, and you guys are trying to get your position back. And I don't know, I think just in general, that was our first go at this, and we're all trying to figure out what in the hell is going on. So here we are. Somebody has really climbed on the right there. I don't know which airplane that is, but we probably have to watch our altitude too. I'll try not to keep mine dead nuts on like 1,000. I think it was at 1,000, 1,200 feet MSL. So we'll have to keep our altitudes the same. Here, I don't know if this was an accident or on purpose, but it's like that was like an echelon formation, like kind of an angle going back, which was kind of cool, but I don't think that's what we were really trying for. I think this is us trying to get ourselves all aligned again. So as we go back down on the other end of the field, look, okay, I think we're getting our distances a little better. Our altitudes are pretty good. So again, I think we're going to try that same thing where the right guy peels off to the right, left guy peels off to the left. Let's see what happens. Yeah, here we go. And so I just kind of kick the rudder. See, I'm not really sure. You guys, we're going to have to talk about this one because as you can see, we end up very different in terms of altitudes and distances, and the maneuver looks good when it starts. You got all these airplanes. It's like mine kind of altitude, and you see me kind of pull the nose up and then kind of tail slide around. Well, anyway, by the time we get back overhead and heading down the other side of the field, we've got ourselves back in position. And here we are looking pretty good. I'd like to see us a little closer together than this. This is, you can see Eric is really spaced out, 5 or 6 different maybe wingspans away, and Fred, you may be 7 or 8, I don't know. Here we go again. I kind of just kick it and fall out of the sky. You guys have the airplane on the right, I can't tell who that is, goes out probably twice as far as the airplane on the left. Yeah, it looks like that was Eric, which is strange because Eric normally doesn't get that far away from anything. So Fred's turn is more of a tail slide like mine. I think his turn radius is a lot tighter. So Eric, you just need to make your turn radius tighter, or Fred has to, make his more of a standard rate. I think it's cooler when the airplanes don't get so far apart in the sky. Let's see what happens here. Pretty good position. We're a little, here we go, look, that's nice, equal. It takes us the whole length of the field, but eventually we get lined up good. Here we go. Nose up. I just kind of flip mine over. Let's see. So Fred, you and I have practiced this. You can see we've practiced it so much that we're a lot closer together. Eric's out there in no man's land trying to figure out how to turn this turn, I think. I'm sure he can do it. There's no question of that. I think he just needs to know how to match that turn in. He sure catches up with us quick, though. Look at that. So here we are back in the middle of the field. And we're looking pretty good here. So you see, we get better. We kind of get the knack of this pretty fast. We just need to practice a little bit more and be able to talk ourselves through it and know what we're trying to achieve. And look at that. It takes us a little while, but we eventually get pretty close. There is This is probably going to be a little bit of a boring one to sit through, but we'll do it anyway. Oh, here I am rocking the wings, looking like I momentarily, forgot how to fly. But I was catching up with whoever was in front of me so fast that I couldn't keep him in my field of view, so I had to do something to make sure that I wasn't going to fly too close. But the takeoff looks kind of okay, I guess. This was the one where we were going to be in a straight line or an echelon, sort of a staggered, and we were doing left, right, left. Uh, this is probably a good time to get like a glass of iced tea or a beer, because there's not much in this to be gained. We are, all over the sky. I don't think the maneuver looks that great. We're so far away that it's not interesting to watch. Um, you know, for us, this to look good with airplanes that are so slow, has to be a little bit more choreographed. We have to be a little closer and doing things more at the same time, same altitudes, same separation, and all that. This may look good if you're like the Blue Angels or something, but you know, we're a little slower, and so there's not much here to begin. So I'll leave. This is the last take slash shot. I'll leave it on just so you can see how neat your airplanes look against the blue clouds or the white clouds up there. That's kind of cool. I think the thing that is with these airplanes, you guys, is that you guys are really good pilots and you handle the airplanes well. What we need to do is just, we were rushed, we were in a hurry. Everybody was talking about different ideas. We just need to sit down and take 20, 30 minutes before we get in the airplanes and decide exactly what we're going to do, how we want to do separation, and practice one maneuver at a time, or one set of maneuvers until we get them right. And then you can see how cool this will look from the ground. And then, who knows, maybe we'll add a fourth airplane or start doing international air shows and become rich and famous with lots of girlfriends. Who knows? Although I think Eric has lots of girlfriends already. So that's about it. I'm going to call you guys tonight and put this on YouTube so I can look at it, and then maybe we can try again.